Good morning, Bobber Nation. It's Jim Bobbington. It's a fine fall day. It's all the way up into the high 50s today, sunny, hardly any wind, so I figured let's go for a ride. I haven't actually made a video in a while, at least not on the bike. But before we get going, I did want to show you something. I just got this sweet hoodie made. We've got some Jim Bobbington merch going on. I made these for myself, but I figured, hey, if anybody wants one, I can make them available. We've got the classic "Don't Be a Skid" mark with a Jim Bobbington logo on in front. This hoodie is sweet, and I'm pretty excited to have it. But today, we're going to do a little bobber review. I have had Bobberan for over a year now. We broke 6,000 miles. So I think it's finally time to talk about the bobber as a whole, what my thoughts are, and that sort of thing. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. So, I'm sure you're all well aware that by this point that I think this is a fantastic motorcycle. And if you're watching this video, you're probably already well aware of the engine displacement and the horsepower figures and all that sort of stuff. The basic things that everybody should already know. So this is going to be a little bit different review. But I've seen other people mention this just randomly, and I've felt this way as well. But the Indian Scout Bobber is just one of those motorcycles that immediately feels at home between your legs. It just feels right. I don't know how to explain it. I was gonna go right, now all these moving trucks are here. Son of a bitch. It's comforting. It's welcoming. Even with the shitty stock seat, it just feels right, whether it's super comfortable or not. Its size and height are just about perfect for so many people. Just about anybody is the type of rider who can ride this motorcycle, and whether you're 6 foot, 5 foot, 150 pounds, 350 pounds, it takes very little work to make this motorcycle work for your body size and type. Men and women, it doesn't matter. This is the most versatile motorcycle. Anybody can ride it, and anybody can make it work for them. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, it's a fantastically versatile machine. There's not a huge aftermarket for it like there is on, say, something that has a very large market like the Harley Sportster. But there is enough of an aftermarket that you could do anything with it. You just may not have a plethora of choices for that thing that you want to do. It's also the most tunable bike, most responsive bike to tuning that I've ever had. I had a Suzuki SV650 once. I did a full exhaust, custom dyno tune, intake to it. Almost couldn't tell a difference. Sounded better, but did it feel faster? I don't think so. Slapping a tune and an intake and an exhaust on this motorcycle changed the characteristics quite a lot. Went from 100 crank horsepower to about 100 wheel horsepower, and it's noticeable. It's not something you have to try to talk yourself into, yeah, that was worth it. Like, you know it was worth the money and effort. And there's no remorse for spending that kind of money on some upgrades. With the Free Spirits forward controls, you can adjust the foot controls up to 3 inches forward, which is very helpful for a lot of folks who are in the taller demographic. There's also reduced reach controls where for our shorter individuals that'll actually bring the foot controls closer. People like Dean Speed have an enormous array of different handlebar options depending on how long your arms are. You could move the handlebars up, forward, back, down, any direction you want, and make it fit you. But ergonomics aside, another way this motorcycle is incredibly versatile is style. Certainly right off the factory floor, it's a good looking bike. I'll still have to argue it's the best looking bike in the mid-size cruiser class. Hands down, nothing looks better. Slap on some slip-ons and it sounds amazing and looks even better. So there's very little you have to do to make it a gorgeous bike. But depending on your taste and style, you can literally go any direction with it. From fairly simple and clean and classic style, like Salem the Scout or Motomat Photo. Check these two fabulous people out on Instagram. Their bikes, I would say, are the epitome of the classic bobber styling. Not overdone, not crazy in any one direction. Both of them are fantastic photographers. Go check them out. Obviously, there's motorcycles like my bike that are done in a bit more aggressive styling. That looks fantastic as well. You could go over the top with apes and white walls and get crazy and make it more of a chopper style bike, and it looks fantastic as well. If you want to make it something that can take you from Los Angeles to Boston, you can do that. There's so many options out there to improve the ergonomics, seat, fairings, add cruise control, and make it a comfortable highway machine that just eats up the miles. I also forgot to mention, if you want to throw a little bit more money at it, there are some fantastic looking fat tire kits where you can throw on a 240 size tire, drop the rear fender, and it looks gorgeous. Check out my buddy Ronnie's Instagram account for a couple pictures of that motorcycle. So no matter what the style is you're going for, you can make this bike do that. And it does it well, no matter what that is. I have never had anything that turns heads like this motorcycle does. Even when it was stock, people would break their necks to turn and look at it at a stoplight. All types of people, old, young, women, men. It's crazy the amount of effort they will put into getting your attention and giving you a thumbs up. Or they'll see you park outside a store and they'll confront you inside and be like, "Is that your Indian? Oh, I love Indians, they're so cool, blah blah blah." It's a pretty unique feeling. And I feel like I've had some pretty cool cars in the past, but nobody ever cared to approach me and talk about them, almost ever. So if you're extremely introverted, you don't want people to talk to you, maybe you should get that Sportster. But the Indian Scout Bobber is a conversation piece. It is a malleable form of art that you can turn into a masterpiece in any category. And I love it. So I'm at 6,092 miles. I've had 0 issues. Never had to take it to a shop for anything other than maintenance or tuning. Immediately after getting tuned, I did throw one check engine light that had 0 codes. There was no explanation. Likely just part of the process of the ECU adjusting with the new O2 sensor locations and file mapping. Never came back again. It's been over 2,000 miles since that occurred. I've taken this motorcycle to 14,000 feet, up and down mountains, through cities, in traffic, in the heat, in the cold, and it has performed flawlessly in all conditions. There's a bump right up ahead that is pretty nasty past this light, and a lot of people have commented on the video where I hit that bump, and they're like, "I will not believe that the 444s are that much better until I see you hit that bump again and you don't make that terrible sound." So let's see if we can come across it. But I mean, those are my thoughts, my biggest points on my review for the Indian Scout Bobber. Anyone can make it anything they want, and it'll be a fantastic. There was the bump. Not bad. Wow, this guy is flinging rocks. Son of a bitch. I would recommend it to anyone. People love it regardless of their motorcycle background. Whether they came from crotch rides, or in enduros, or hyper motards. It doesn't matter. People love this motorcycle. And I think you will too. So let me know in the comments. Do you agree, disagree with the things I have just said? Do you have any other questions? I know this is a little different than your average review. But hit me up in the comments. I reply to everyone, whether it's negative comment, positive comment. I enjoy constructive criticism, and I'm here to help the community. So let me know your concerns, your questions. As always, this is Jim Bobbington reminding you, don't be a skid mark. We will see you next time.